Hi, it's Brian Britton. Most people chase the wrong kind of dopamine. They scroll, they consume, they chase quick hits that leave them empty. But there is another way, a better way. Think about this. Your brain gives you dopamine when you discover something new, when you see a pattern no one else sees, when you solve a problem that actually matters. That is real reward, not the fake stuff society hands you. I used to waste my time chasing distractions. I felt smart for a moment, but nothing changed. My life stayed the same. Then I learned to follow conscious curiosity instead. Curiosity is not random. It is a signal. It points you towards what you are meant to build. When you follow it, you start to connect ideas from different places. That connection creates a rush, the good kind of dopamine, the kind that makes you want to keep going. Here's the truth most people miss. Cheap dopamine comes fast and fades fast. It comes from likes, notifications, endless entertainment. Meaningful dopamine comes slower, but it compounds. It builds focus. It builds mastery. It builds a life that actually feels like yours. Imagine treating your life like a game, not a video game that ends when you turn it off. A real game where you level up by creating instead of consuming. Every time you sit down to write, to build, to learn something deep, you get a reward that lasts. Most people stay stuck because they wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. What works better is building systems that make curiosity easy, make creation easy, and reduce the gap between idea and action. Ask yourself this: what if the chaos in your life is just noise you haven't learned to ignore yet? When you choose what deserves your attention, everything changes. You stop handing your focus to things that don't matter and start directing it toward your own path. Enthusiasm is not loud cheering. It is quiet intensity. It is the fire you feel when you're working on something that aligns with who you are becoming. That fire grows when you see progress. Small wins stack up. Patterns start to appear, and suddenly you realize you are no longer drifting. You are the main character in your own story. I believe everyone has the seeds of a one-person business in them. You don't need a big team. You don't need permission. You need clarity. You need to turn your interests into skills, then turn those skills into something other people find valuable. Start simple. Write down what you're curious about. Notice what lights up your brain. Then take one small action every day. That action creates dopamine, the good kind, the kind that pulls you forward instead of pushing you in circles. Here's what I've seen. The people who get ahead are not the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who learn to use their mind differently. They choose long-term reward over short-term pleasure. They turn learning into doing. They turn doing into creating. You have more power than you think. The internet gives you tools our ancestors could only dream of. But tools mean nothing without direction, without conscious curiosity, without the willingness to focus on what matters. So here's my challenge to you. For the next week, cut one source of cheap dopamine and replace it with one act of creation. Write something, build something, learn something, and immediately use it. Pay attention to how you feel. That clear, lasting energy is your signal. Follow it. Stack those moments over time. They compound into real changes, into freedom, into a life you actually want to live. You don't have to figure it all out today. Just start. Just choose better inputs for your mind. The patterns will reveal themselves. The path will get clearer, and you will wonder why you ever settled for anything less. Thanks for listening. I hope this gives you something useful to think about and to act on. This is Brian Britton. Talk soon.